Hi guys, Candy Toy Box here. Today you will need some pony beads, scissors, a lighter, a needle, quite a bit of string, and you're also going to need a picture frame. This one measures 4 by 6, but you can use whatever size you have. You would just adjust the pattern, and I'll show you how to do that. And I thought this would be a fun project to make for yourself or to use for a gift idea. I chose this photo. This is a photo of my husband. His rave name is Atari. And this is him hugging a video game at a venue we used to party at a lot back in the day. It was the Roller Dome in Dayton, Ohio. And not too long ago, I found this video from a party that he actually went to that there's footage. So if you want to see what this venue looked like, you can check out that video. I'll have it in the description. But I chose this because it reminds me of when I first met my husband. And that venue holds a special piece in my heart. Just good memories. And I think I'm going to surprise him with this. And I think he'll like that. So let's get on to the tutorial. What I did, I have a couple feet of string here. I'm not going to measure it because I can always add some more on later. But this is the pattern. I put on 4 sets of rainbow with clear in between. So each color there's 3. I started with clear, 3 pink, clear, 3 orange, and so on until you have, see if you can see all of that on the camera. So I ended with the purple down here. So at this time, if you want to go ahead and pause, get your beads on your string, and then come back. And once you have all your beads on, what we're going to do is we're going to leave some string out. So you're going to have a really long piece of string, and then you're going to leave enough out so we can go around and add some details at the end. So you're going to pull this tight and then tie it. And you're going to have 2 strings. So one's going to be a little shorter. Just measure it to be the same. I mean, roughly, you know, I didn't measure that, but like roughly. With the long string, we're going to put the needle on. Okay. Now what we're going to do is go through this clear bead. And you're going to add 3 pink and go through the clear. You're going to add 3 orange. Go through the clear. And you want to make sure you're pulling your string nice and tight. 3 yellow. Go through the clear. 3 green. Go through the clear. Going to add 3 blue. go through the clear. You're going to add 3 purple and go through the clear. Now we're going to repeat that, what we just did here, 3 more times till we get to the end here. I'm going to go ahead and do that part off camera, and then I'll come back and show you how to start the next row. Okay guys, I added my last beads, 3 purple. And what we need to do is go through this clear and these 2 pink. And for this row, the pattern, we're going to start it with 2 pink, 1 clear, and then 2 orange. So a total of 5 instead of 3, just for right here. And you're going to go through this middle orange. Now we're going to add orange, clear, yellow, and you're going to go through the middle, yellow. We're going to add yellow, clear, and green, and you're going to go through this middle. We're going to add green, clear, and blue, and you're going to go through this middle bead. You're going to add blue, clear, and purple, and you're going to go through this middle purple. Now how we added 5 here, we're going to do the same for this. 2 purple, 1 clear, and then 2 pink. You're going to go through the middle. So that's what it looks like. Now we're going to go back to 3. So pink, clear, orange, and then go through. If you ever get confused and want to know what the colors are, all you have to do is look across to see what these 3 beads are. So there's a orange, clear, and yellow. So I know I need to put those 3 on to match. And then we're going to go through the middle. Go through the middle. Through the middle. Okay, we're going to add 5 like we did back there instead of 3 for this part. 2 pink, a clear, and 2 orange, and then you're going to go through this bead. We're going to go back to 3. through the middle. Now we're going to go back to 5 right here. So 2 purple, clear, 2 pink. Go through the middle. We're going to end this row with just 3. That's the last set of 5. Okay, this is going to be the last set for this row. Purple, clear, pink. Now we need to go through this middle pink, these 2 pink, and this clear. So we went through all of these beads to get to this clear. Now to start this one, we have 2 over here, so we're going to add 2 clear and then 1 yellow. Oh wait, did I do that? I know, wrong pattern. Sorry about that. We're going to put 4. See, I got confused. All you do is we need to look over here and there's 4 orange, so I'm going to add 4 orange and go through this clear. The next one, there's 3 yellow. Go through the clear. Three green, go through the clear. 3 blue, go through the clear. Now if we look over here, this is our corner, so we're going to add 4 instead of 3. Same with the pink. So you're only going to add 4 for the corners. I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I'll probably do the rest off camera. So 4 purple for the corner. Like I said, you just look over here to see how many beads there are. We're doing 4 pink, go through the clear. Okay guys, I'm going to go ahead and finish the rest of this off camera. Like I said, just look over here and you know how many beads you need to put on of that color. And then we're always going through the clear. And then remember, when you get to your corners, you're going to add 4 on each side instead of 3. I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I'll be back to show you the next step. Okay guys, I'm at the end here, and I'm at the corner, so I added the 4 pink. And we're going to need to go through this clear and these 3 orange. And you know what? I should have tied some string on. I'm running low on string, so I'm going to cut some off. Well, I guess I can show you how I tie it on. So just take your needle off, tie some string on. If you want to tie that a few times, you can. And then just cut the little pieces off, and then you can put your needle back on. Okay, for this row, we're back to adding a clear in the middle. So orange, clear, and yellow, and you go through the middle yellow. Go through the middle. Go through the middle. Now we're at one of the corners. You're going to go through the second purple. And the reason I know that is, like I said, you look over here. So before we went through this second bead, so you know. You can just look across to make sure everything looks like it's lined up. But things are going to change a little bit here. We're going to go back to the 3. See, these 2 rows we did 5. We're going to go back to 3. Purple, clear, pink. Just like these over here. And we're going to go through this pink. So it should pop out a little bit. And then we're going to go back to 3. Go through the middle. And make sure you're pulling your string tight too. Go through the middle. Okay, we're back to one of the corners. You're going to go through the second pink bead. And then instead of adding the extra beads here, the 4 beads that we're going to go back to the 3. And you're going to go through the second orange. And it's going to pop up. So if you look at it this way, you can see our corners right here. Go through the middle. And if yours aren't popping up like that, that means you didn't pull your string tight enough. Okay, we're back to another corner, so we're going to go through the second purple. We're going to add purple, clear, and pink. You're going to go through the second pink. You ever have that? This is like a string of plastic connected to the bead. Weird. Okay, we're almost finished with this row. It's going to be our last corner. We're going to go through the second pink. We're going to add pink, clear, and orange. And we're going to go through this orange bead here. And through this orange and clear. Okay, guys. For this row, we're back to adding 3 of one color. We're on yellow, so we're going to add 3 yellow, go through the clear, we're going to add 3 green, go through the clear, three blue, go through the clear. This is one of the corners. We're going to add 3 purple, and you're going to go through this clear. Three pink, and go through the clear. So we're always adding 3 of that color and going through the clear for each one, even when you get to the corners. So I'm going to go ahead and do that all the way around, and then I'll show you the next step. Okay, guys, I'm at the end here. I'm going to add my last 3 beads. And we're going to go through this clear and these 2 yellow. Now what we need to do is we need to put the picture frame in there. So find your corners. And let's see, I'm trying to figure out how to show you this angle. We're going to put it, this is our corner. You're going to poke it through. You're going to poke it through there. And here's another corner over here. We'll poke it through there. Oh no, it came out. Well, you know what? It might just be easier to get it on there, and then I'll show you how to move it. Well, that's not it. Well, you know what? You have to line it up on the right corners. Rotate it. Okay, so if it doesn't fit, that means they're not lined up right. We'll get it. Okay. Yeah, you might have to play with it a little bit, but so for the corners, it should fit in nicely where we added 4 instead of 3 on each side. Hopefully you can see that. So they're poking out in the corners. Okay, once you have that, we're going to flip this over. And make sure you pull your string tight. And what we need to do is reinforce this and connect the corners. So we're going to take our needle and we're going to trace through all of these beads here until we get to this corner. And you want to make sure you're pulling it really tight. Okay, for the corners, we will add 1 clear bead. So we came out of the second purple. We're going to add 1 clear and then go through the middle pink and then all of these beads until we get to the corner. So we're just tracing back through. Okay, our corner is right here, so we're going to go through these 2 pink, add a clear, and then go through these 2 orange, and then continue to go through all the beads until we get to the other corner. Pull it tight. Okay, we're at the corner. Went through those 2 purple. We're going to add a clear and go through the 2 pink. And trace through all these beads till we get to that last corner. Whoops, lost my needle. No. Okay, we're almost to the last corner. We're going to add, we came out of those 2 pink, we're going to add 1 clear and then go through these 2 orange, and I'm going to tie it off on the yellow. So I'm going to go through all 5 of those beads. Pull it nice and tight, and then you're going to tie it. Probably want to tie it a few times. Okay, we have the back finished. Now we're going to flip it over. And we have some string that we left. Now for this part, I want to add some, I left some room so we could add some detail work along the front to make it more special. Now, if you don't want to do that, then you could just add, you know, another row of pony beads. And I'm going to go through these beads because I always like to work or try to work from these middle beads. Hey guys, these corners right here, I went ahead and pushed those forward for more coverage, and I think that looks a little better. So you know how this was sticking out? Just pull that forward, one more row forward on each corner. Okay, now we're gonna decorate this inside part. I have some heart beads, and then I have some of these beads. I got these from S&S Worldwide. It was out of a catalog like a long time ago. So I think that they still have them. But I picked out words that relate to my husband and, you know, our relationship, our future, our past. Just some cute words. So what I'm going to do is add a heart. Oh, and you could use letter beads or, you know, any special beads that you have. They don't have to be these. This is just an idea. And then I'm going to go through, I'm going to try to go through all the middle beads just around. Okay, guys, I'm going to go ahead and keep doing that, but this is what it looks like so far. And I'll show you what it looks like when I'm finished. Okay, guys, I got all my beads all the way around, and I went ahead and tied it off where we first started. And then once you tie that, you can cut that off. here's what it looks like. I really like how it turned out. And if for some reason you can't get this to sit up, because it seems a little off balance with the beads on there, you could just lean it up against the wall, or they have these little hooks back here and you can hang it. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and I'll see you next time.